Hello there, and welcome back to War Thunder, to a rather quick buying guide. So, from today now on till the 9th of November, there are certain discounts. Look at the page for yourself. You will find the link as usual in the video description down below. And here are certain packages. All vehicle packs of rank 3 and below are 50% off. Now, there are certain planes, tanks, and ships that might be fun. But usually they don't have really great modifiers for research, and obviously if you buy a rank 3 premium you can only research up to rank 4 without penalty. But certain vehicles are just outright fun, or are just a good beginner for a new nation if you want to try it out. A lot of the vehicles I made videos on. You might want to look them up. You just go to YouTube and write Napalmratte and the name of the desired vehicle you want to have a video, and most likely you will find something, and then you can see what I think about the video if I not have outright made a review on it. Then let's come to the higher ranks. All rank 6 tanks, rank 5 jets, and helicopters are 30% off, so they are the standalones. Then the interesting part is there are also tank and jet bundles for each nation available at 50% off. The final price of the bundle will depend on whether you already have some of the packs or not. Be sure to log into the store to see your individual price. So for example, here we have the tank that costs usually $60 and the plane that costs $50. Combined they are at 110, and half price is then 55. If you then already, let's say you already have the T55 AM1 pack, then you get the MiG 17 AS for roughly $25 or euros, whatever your currency is. So this is then an interesting thing, but you have to be logged in to see then the price. And so this is then where you can collect a little bit. Now let's talk here about one thing, and I want to make this very clear. This is my personal experience and opinion, and on top of this I take into consideration that probably in a few patches we will see a new rank, making most if not all of the packages irrelevant for top tier grind, which currently that is one of their selling points. But I have explained this already in a video about the T72 AV with Exe, and that already brings us to the first package. The T55 AM, I personally like it. It has some character, but it just doesn't have the best gun handling, bad gun depression, and also its armor, while it has some, it's not really worth that much versus what everybody else is featuring. The same goes for the MiG 17 AS. It's not a bad plane, but I just can't get used to the weaponry. The air-to-air missiles are not the greatest, and just it doesn't have enough ammunition. They will do their job eventually if you train with them, and they have some unique traits which make them attractive. But this is not what I personally consider fun. Then we come to the German bundle. The same goes for the Leopard A1A1 L44. It has probably the strongest premium tank gun in the game, if I'm not mistaken, up until this point, before the introduction of the T72 AV, which makes the T55 AM, I wouldn't say irrelevant, but currently not the best tank for Soviet Union anymore. However, back to the German pack. That is an excellent tank. It's fast, it has good gun handling, it has thermal imaging. That's really nothing to complain about. However, again, we might see a premium Leopard of higher designation soon, when the 2A6 drops, maybe the 2A7 in the very far future, also like 3 months. And then we also have the Seahawk pack. The Seahawk is a little bit funny, because this is, as far as I can tell, the lowest battle rating premium jet that also has air-to-air missiles. And it's also the only German aircraft that has the Hispano cannons. It is decent, it's okay, but currently with all the up tiers, it's not really that enjoyable. Then we come to the US. Same pricing, and again, the tank is very good. The XM1 is just so quick and has such excellent gun handling and has thermal imaging. It's just so quick, but it has a little bit of higher battle rating, 9.3 compared to 9.0 versus the Leopard, and a weaker APFSDS round, and you really feel the difference. But if you are a smart player and you know what flanking is, what surprise and ambushing is, and getting into position, this is a little bit like the Hellcat of top tier, right? It's like that. The Saber, I personally don't really like, to be honest. It's again not bad and has the advantage of having 50 cals, but again, the battle rating, the top tier compression, not really that desirable. The British bundle. That is actually very interesting. The Ricard 105 is really fun, especially in a down tier. I just had a gameplay featured yesterday, so you might want to have a look at that. And the Hunter FGA, with its weaponry, it is really fast in a straight line, but in an up tier you struggle, and again, thanks to the battle rating, you will see a lot of up tiers. The Japanese bundle, not a friend of that, to be honest. The Type 74 Mod Chi Kai pack, or the Type 74 Mod Chi Kai, has the problem that it's not as nimble and agile as the Leopard, and in particular the XM1. Yes, it has thermal imaging, and yes, it has hydropneumatic suspension, but the hydropneumatic suspension is something that requires time and foresight and positioning, and the rest of the gun handling is just not that snappy in comparison to the Leopard, but in particular the XM1 when it comes to turret traverse, gun depression, gun elevation speed, all that stuff. That brings us to the Italian package. Obviously for this Saber more or less the same applies as with the American Saber. Then we come to the Italian package. I really like the OF40 Mark II MTCA. It doesn't have thermal imaging though, but the gun handling is just so much smoother, so it depends what you prefer, the Type 74 or the OF40 Mark II. The Fiat G91 R4 is a plane that is, especially in up tiers, not really that competitive. Yes, it has 4 air-to-air missiles, but they are not the greatest. And with only 450 cals, that is just 2/3 of the firepower of a Saber. So it is debatable. Again, I had some gameplay recently with how you can stagger your RP. And talking about this, we have to come to this bundle. Probably my favorite one. That is the French one, because the Super AMX 30 is really good. And it is quick. It has your standard Western MBT 105mm gun. And I think it also has thermal imaging. And it just has good gun handling. It's all right? But then on top of this, there is the Voiture 2A or Voiture 2A. Now, that plane is a dumb grinding machine. You go in, you drop your bombs with the air spawn, nobody can intercept you really in the first bombing run. Then you go head on, you die, you get 10,000 RP in a game, and you're done in 2, 3, 4 minutes. So then it's also pretty versatile. So I really like it. It's not that easy to learn, but when you do it, when you just know what you're doing, it's great. The Chinese bundle, the China syndrome. Oof. I have to say that the Type 69 2G, in my opinion, is better than the T62. I enjoy it a bit more, and it has this nice airburst round versus helicopters, but the gun handling isn't the greatest. The overall mobility, especially the reverse gear when it comes to the maneuverability and lack of neutral steering, really hurt this tank at top tier or where it fights. Western MBTs are clearly superior. The Shenyang F5, it's just like here the Soviet pack, it's alright, but not really exciting. It gets the job done. What also is very interesting is the Swedish package, because it includes the CV90 105 TML, which has just This is a very good tank, especially for experienced players. It is a bit punishing for new players thanks to hull break, but as a support tank, it's just outright gorgeous. It has thermal imaging, not just for the gunner, but also for the commander in very good quality. It can scout, it can drop artillery strikes, you can help your allies to repair, which is really nice, not just when playing squads. And yeah, it just is also pretty quick. So I really like this tank, to be honest. The Saab J29D pack, or the Saab J29 itself, it's okay. It's not the best plane I've ever flown, and with the below the fuselage mounted guns, it takes a bit to get used to, but overall it's okay. So as you can see, I don't really like it. It's okay. This is okay-ish. This is really good in my opinion. This is not really to be recommended. This is also alright. This is probably one of the best bundles. This is also not so great, and this here is again alright. So, but we're not done here, are we? Because there are available again certain vehicles. The Curtis Hawk H81A2 Rank 2 China. For that price, okay, you can try it out. Now this is a very interesting one, the STRV 81RB52, the Stridsvagn, which was firstly introduced in the game way before the introduction of the Swedish tech tree as a premium tank of rank 4 for the British, which recently has seen a battle rating increase to 7.0. And now if you buy this, you only can buy it as a rank 4 Swedish premium. If you already have this in the tech tree for Britain, you will keep it and you can buy it once more if you really liked it for 6,090 golden eagles. That's a bit rough, but it's still a good tank. The 20-pounder with the stabilizer and the APDS, its trolley armor, and then for long range mouse slaughtering, those robot ATGMs with I think 600 millimeters of penetration, they're really good. Then one of my most hated tanks, period. The M60 A1 DC Ariete, rank 5 Italy, 7,500 golden eagles. In my opinion, no. End of discussion. Why? Because it previously, or a long time ago, had a stabilizer at I think 8.7. Then Gaijin removed the stabilizer because they found some fancy documents, and that dropped the battle rating to 7.7 without having the stabilizer, and that made the tank for me just, it's too fat and too slow. The armor doesn't work for me, and the engine sound kills my ears. But it's okay-ish objectively speaking. Subjectively, absolutely not, especially not for that amount of golden eagles. MX30 rank 5 France for the same price. It's more to be recommended, although if I remember correctly, it only has a heat round, not even heat FS, but only a heat round. So it has no solid shot whatsoever, maybe an HE shell to top it off, but that's it. For collectors at best. Then there is the Meteor F Mark 8 Reaper rank 5 Great Britain, 8,090 golden eagles. To be honest, I really didn't like it that much, but it can be okay-ish. It has decent ground pounding capabilities, and obviously because it's red, it's super fast. Sarcasm off. Then, this is really something that I'm not really okay with. Recently, we already have seen the sale of Hermann the German Sherman, and the same goes here with the rare pack available in the PlayStation Store and Microsoft Store. So they're giving away the T-34 prototype. What is this tank? This is a tank that was available for purchase, I don't know, was it 2 or 3 years ago when I bought it for an absurd price of $60. How much does it cost now? I don't even know, but it's a pure collector tank. Gaijin said that this tank will never be available again after they made the sales for entering the closed beta of tanks way back in the days. But since then, we already have seen one sale so far, and this might be the second or even third sale. I'm not quite sure. Anyway, objectively speaking, not worth the price. Absolutely not. If you're a collector though, yeah, this tank will not be very often there for sale. Now, then a final swan song for those four beauties: the AH-1S Cobra, the G-Lynx, and the EC-665 Tiger HAP. I don't play helicopters, I only have to fight them, and they're all really cancer. And the people playing them, objectively speaking, it's not their fault, to be honest, but Gaijins. And so you shouldn't really reward Gaijin with any gold leaks for any helicopter ever, period. Thank you. Then there is also the Chiniere. Don't buy it. It is the worst premium destroyer that I've ever played. And that includes some low-ranked German ones. So it's really bad for its battle rating. It has the same battle rating as a Fletcher class and just gets absolutely obliterated by it 9 out of 10 times. It's absolutely disgusting. Wait for something better for Italy in terms of premiums. Just don't buy it. And that has been the relatively quick buying guide for this 8th anniversary birthday sale. I'll be on Discord the entire day, and if you have questions, just hop into the voice chat and ask me anything regarding sales, obviously, and not just how many pairs of socks I have. I mean, I have them all, but that's besides that. So anyway, that's it from me today. Thanks for watching, thanks for listening. I hope you enjoyed this video and found it helpful. Please give it a like if you did, subscribe if you want to see more, and we'll see each other on the waves, in the skies, and on the battlefields of War Thunder.